Okay, so I decided to go back to the drawing board. It's been a couple of weeks since I've tried to work on any of these. Come at it with a fresh head, and the first thing I'm going to do is tackle this Canadian board as if I had not done much of anything to it, even though I know I have. So that's where we're going to start.
Say, kids, what time is it?
It's 8-bit doodads time!
I started like I'm fresh. I pulled the VIC and the CPU, tested them, they worked fine. I pulled the PLA and it was having problems. When I left off, my VIC2 pin 40, the reset signal, was stuck low. Now it is no longer stuck low. And that PLA is getting pretty hot. Let me show you what it's doing. It's giving me all kinds of pretty patterns, and they'll change. And this is still getting hot to the chip. My next step is going to be replace this socket. I just did that on one of the other ones. The two CIAs are the same socket. So what I'm going to do is, and it'll be a little bit before I get to it, I got some other projects to finish up. I'll get the shield off, and who knows what I'm going to find underneath and why those things were replaced, or why they used those bad sockets. Since they're all the same, I bet they're replaced that way from Commodore. Stay tuned. Alright, when I'm taking this off, I try to get a nice clean, shiny iron. Put it right next to the pad. I can see everything starting to melt. And I use that little tool to pry it away, and that one's free. I'm going to finish the rest of these, see what we got underneath this board. Okay, well, I have everything replaced except for the SID. I went through, I remember I was having problems with the PAL, and it tested bad for sure. So I pulled two PALs out of my stock. I'm sorry, PLAs. Pulled two PLAs out of my stock. I didn't bother testing them. Now I have one that's tested. I obviously repopulated everything as well. It's running fine. I'm going to turn this off and let it run a few cycles and come back. We'll see how long the clocks went for, and then I guess I'll turn it off and, well, maybe I'll try it with the SID chip first, and then I'll no, I'm going to let this run a couple cycles, come back, pull the dead test, and see if it fires up. I'm going to be a little upset with myself if I come back and it was the PLA all along. Okay, I am back, and you can tell by the TOD clocks on the CIA chips that it's been running for quite a while with zero problems. So I'm going to turn this off. Pull the dead test. And it works. Okay, I'm going to slap in that SID chip and do the dead test one more time, see what kind of sounds we get. So we know about the SID. Okay, here we go. So while this is running, I'm not interested in doing a full diagnostics on everything at this point. I'm going to get through everything because a lot of them need a lot of work. There's keyboard problems, there's all kinds of stuff, and my diagnostic harness does not... I don't have a good diagnostic cartridge. I have a good cartridge, but I don't have everything that hooks to it. I have a mediocre cartridge that everything does hook to. So I need to remediate that situation. And there's my bad PLA. I'm pretty sure this version of Dead Test does do a SID test. I'm going to know in a moment. If not, I will cut this part out and run the diagnostic without the harnesses, just so we can get to the SID test. The problem is I cannot hear it. So if it ran, you can hear it. I'm going to stop, go back, check the video, and see. Okay, so I went back and checked the video. It just sounded kind of weird. I'm going to put an M for marginal on the SID chip here. And I'm going to call this one from now. I'm going to add it to the ones that need full diagnostics ran and all that stuff. And that was number 7, the Canadian Weirdo, all wrapped up for now. I'm going to try to get number 6 done real quick here too, and for the next time I put a video out. Okay, I've just re-verified all of the voltages. And I now remember that I was going to find another VIC-2 chip in order to try, because I'm not getting any of that stuff. So I have the VIC-2 chip out of the machine that I just finished, machine number 7. Alright, so let me get this wacky thing out of here. Certainly would be an easy fix if this was all there was to it, but it's an expensive fix too. These chips are stupid expensive. I just looked the other day. $80 on eBay. The Quarry, which is a modern day replacement, pretty darn close to the same price. Alright, I'll come back when I actually get this thing in. I hate this cage. Okay, I replaced the VIC with a known Working Vic. Oh, I might have put the. I think I just put the old one back in there. I did. Be right back. Okay. Oh. Should I try it without the dead test? Let's try it without the dead test. There's a white bar. We got another machine. Another bad Vic 2. That really stinks. Well, at least I didn't kill a whole lot of time on that one. You know, outside of that number 7, all the repairs I've done so far were pretty simple. I'm going to end this series now with the 7 that I went through. I've still got more. I'll start another one down the road. But in the meantime, I have a shipment coming in. I'm not sure what to call it. We'll call it the mini horde, I guess. I don't know. It's quite a bunch of Commodore equipment. I'm going to try to cover it all in several episodes. At least one just going through the stuff. It's got some VIC 20s. It's got some 64s. It's got a 128. It's got a SX64. The guy that's bringing it to me, did not come through E-Waste. The guy who's bringing it to me I'm doing it for him to repair. I'm going to repair and give back to him almost whatever he needs. He'd like the SX64 if I can get that going. A 128, I'm sure I can get a 128 going for him. A VIC 20 shouldn't be too bad either, and I think a floppy drive or two he's going to want. So stay tuned for that coming up, and sorry about all the problems I keep having with all this nonsense, but I'm getting the hang of it pretty good, I think. And don't mind that color up there, that's just me.